Welcome back to the Private Practice Playbook and Happy New Year. As we kick off 2026, we wanted to share a conversation that's really about mindset, leadership, and what it takes to grow something meaningful. Over the years at the Practice Growth Institute, we've hosted hundreds of events and brought in speakers and conversations you don't typically hear in the industry. So today, I want to take you inside one of our Practice Growth Summit events. You're about to hear a live conversation between PGI founder Jay Geier and Coach Deion Sanders. You're going to feel like you're right there in the room with Coach Prime. And trust me, you're going to love this. It's motivating, it's challenging, and it will absolutely make you think differently about the standard you're setting this year. So if this episode doesn't get you fired up to crush the year ahead, it might be time to check your pulse. Let's get into it.
It's a Private Practice Playbook. It's a Private Practice Playbook.
You know, in working in practices, a lot of times the doctors have to end up being coaches, right?
Right.
It's like you end up being a doctor and then you end up being a coach. So can we go back a little bit?
First of all, I respect the heck out of the coaches you had. But this Coach Prime here, baby. Yeah. It's a little different. I'm cut a little different. Now, let's have a good time. I'm all the way in. We might as well enjoy this.
Yeah.
So put your seatbelts on. Let's take a little ride, all right? Yeah.
So I'm sure there's, people know you from different stages, right? And so Coach Prime is where you are now.
That's the now.
So let's go back. So you're at Florida State. Bobby Bowden was your coach?
Love it. Absolutely. I love Florida State. Florida State was kind of the building. That's when I was building a brand. That's when I was establishing and I was perfecting the package. You got to perfect before you package. Then after you perfect the package, then you present everything to the consumer. So right then at Florida State, I was perfecting the package. So everyone else was chasing girls and I was chasing dreams.
So are you like part athlete and part marketer? When you think back about it?
I'm not going to say I'm part of anything. I'm a whole. I'm a whole lot of things. And a whole lot of things. And God just gifted me with intellect and insight and wisdom at an early age. You got to understand, I come from a father that one was a drug addict and one was an alcoholic, my stepfather, and I've never drank or smoked another day of my life. So he's supposed to clap right there, yeah. Just in case you're a little weary, I'm going to let you know when you're supposed to clap, okay? So I've never followed anyone. I never tried to mock my whole countenance off anyone. I was unapologetically Prime. So all the stupid stuff you heard me say and you saw me do, it was not under the influence. That was really me.
That's how bad the judgment is. It's like doesn't matter. They want to think.
That was really me.
Yeah.
I had a little black book with quotes that I had written down because I knew I was going to make the play and I knew they were going to interview me. So I had to have the quote ready. So I would make the play, they would interview me, and they would say, "What do you think about that play you just made?" I say, "I think the best thing since peanut butter and jelly." I thought y'all knew. I had already written that several weeks prior. If you punt the ball to me after I score a touchdown, if you punt the ball to me, next thing you hear, you're going to hear the band play. I had already wrote that down. It was all strategic and it was all a plan simply because an agent was vibrant enough to allow me to see the earnings from defensive backs. And I found out early in college that defensive back didn't make much money. And that troubled me because I had told my mother she was never going to have to work another day of her life. And I knew the money that they were paying defensive back wouldn't have secured that dream. So I had to create a brand. And I created a brand, whether you loved me or hated me, you wanted to see me play, you wanted to see me win, or you wanted to see me lose, but nevertheless, you wanted to see me. And that's how I created Prime.
And you really changed the pay and opportunity for a lot of people after.
Yeah, I was
people
the first,
don't know that.
$1 million cornerback, first $2 million cornerback, first $5 million cornerback, first $8 million cornerback. Yeah. But nowadays, they're pushing the brand before the game. You got to have the game, then the brand. You can't have the brand in the game. You got to have the game. You got to be great at what you do before you establish the brand. You can't have a brand and you ain't got nothing going on within your brand. You got to perfect before you package. If you don't write nothing down, take that, tweet that to yourself, perfect before you package.
That's great. Well, and again, I want to point that out that, that person who takes that, creates that value, it ends up benefiting people. It's benefited everyone after you.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize that, right?
Yeah.
So any great coaches that you had?
Every one of my coaches contributed to who I am today in a multitude of ways. My Pee Wee League coach, Coach Dave Capel, who's passed away now, he came over to the hood and got me and took me to the other side of town and gave me opportunity. I had never been on an airplane, or my parents. I had never been on a plane before. And they put us on our first plane after we won and went and played a bowl game in Atlanta, Georgia, and another time in North Carolina. But during that process, I was in the inner city. I was in the hood. All I saw, the way out was selling dope, Job Corps, or you go into the military. And I didn't like any of those options. But on that team that I had when I was 7 years old, it was the chief of police. It was the mayor of the city.
Wow.
This person here owned painting company. This person here owned a real estate company. So I would go over those young men's homes after the game, and I would see a long driveway with a beautiful home at the end of it. I would see tennis courts in the backyard. I saw swimming pools. I saw a family eat together for during my first time. And I said, oh, so this how they doing this. So when I went back to the hood where I lived, I didn't get caught in the trappings of life. I didn't get caught in with the drug dealers. I didn't get caught up with the drinkers. I didn't caught up with the whoremongers. I didn't get caught up in the nonsense because I had seen the vision. So he gave me vision. And next thing you know, I go to high school and my coach, Ron Hoover, disciplinarian, kicked me off the team my junior year, and I was him. I mean, I'm the man. But he had a rule that said if you got suspended, you get thrown off the team. I was in the library minding my own business and a fight ensued. I'm breaking it up because that's who I am. And she just saw me in the midst. She said, you were being insubordinate. Since I was in the library, I looked it up. I didn't know what that meant. And that was far detached from what I was trying to do, but we had a rule. Nevertheless, I got kicked off the team, but it taught me leadership. A leader should never put themselves in a situation like that. A leader should always lead from the front or the back or the middle, whichever one you choose. But it taught me a lot. Then I journeyed on to the next level, went to Florida State. Not only Bobby Bowden was who that man was, a man of God, a man of value, a man of principles, but my position coach, Mickey Andrews, was a dog. He was that real father figure, that tough dude. And I learned so much from that man. And still today, when I get caught up in a situation coaching, I pick up a phone and call him. And it's been so many people that attributed to who I am today, that coaches are everything to me. So that's why I understand the impact that I have on my kids that I coach and other kids around the country. I truly understand the impact, because it's funny how athletes have coaching and we're somewhat successful, some we're deemed to be successful, but I think everyone should have a coach. That's what I just saw you doing.
Yeah.
Coaching. That's what you all do.
Yeah.
You're a coach.
Yep.
You should all have a coach in some form or fashion. You should have a relationship coach, because ain't none of us could get that right. You should have a friendship coach and learn how to truly be a friend. You should have a business coach, which means a financial coach, a job coach. You should have a plethora of coaches so you could get it right. And when you get weary, you need to have that coach sitting up there saying, come on, you can do this. In a fight, I love boxing, right? We're in Vegas. Don't they have someone in the corner telling you everything? And then when you come back in the corner, they say, okay, now you got to hit him with the left, hit him with the right. They got a coach. You need to be coached. If you ever just turn yourself over to a man of leadership, like a man of principles, a man of integrity, and a man that can get you to where he's already been, you got it. Now you have a navigational system of life. You have a navigational system to take you everywhere, right? You should have a navigational system to take you somewhere in life that you deem to go. Now that deserved a clap, because that was some good stuff.
So I think a lot of you, so what I hear you saying is that not only, we talk about mental intellect, right? You were listening to, you were remembering every one of those situations.
Yes.
And I've seen videos of you coaching, and you're probably doing exactly what you were doing when that guy threw you off the team, right?
Yes.
And you, even though it wasn't an experience that you go, oh, I'm having a great time, you didn't write it off. You carried it on the playbook.
Changed my life.
Yeah.
It changed my life. I don't have bad days, ladies and gentlemen. I never have a bad day. I may have a bad moment. I may even have a bad hour. I may have even a bad situation, but never a bad day. You know why? Because I got control of my life. I have the propensity to make it to what I want to make it, and I'm going to turn it to where I want to turn. You didn't feel that when I walked in this room, everything got cooler. Yeah. Because that's just the way I roll. So I control these things. I could get up right now and just give you energy because that's who I am. That's how I get down. That's how I motivate. That's how I move. That's how I talk. That's how I walk. And I believe every darn thing I say. I love this life I live, and I live the life I love. You see how I change the energy just that expeditiously?
So, okay. So again, what somebody may think you were doing, the truth behind this, and this is why we want to do this, is to understand the truth, right? And and so let's talk a little bit about that. So you had an ability to see what was happening in one place, ability to see what was happening somewhere else, work it out in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this confidence issue, okay? Because clearly you got a lot of confidence.
Okay. When you say that, you got to be careful and you got to take your time, because my confidence may offend their insecurities.
Well,
hold on, no.
I like it.
You got to let that marinate. You got to let that marinate, because that was a big one. That was deep.
Say that again.
The only people I have a problem with, the only persons you have a problem with, because I can tell the way you roll, is people that allow your confidence to offend their insecurity.
Yes. I could get all over that. But because, again, it's the difference between really knowing what you're doing and faking it, right? So you talked about it's all about the preparation, right?
I've never faked none in my life. I don't. It's already hard enough being me, consistently. You think I'm going to try to be you too? Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not 100% perfect, but I'm not 100% wrong either. So you can't emulate and imitate that of another person. Men should never put on mascara. That means you having a mask, you're pretending to be somebody you ain't, and you just carrying on this stupid mission because you're lost and you don't know who you are. You know the reason you're lost? Because yesterday has crippled you and you're afraid of tomorrow. So now you're missing today. I'm going to say that again. Yesterday has crippled you. You're afraid of tomorrow, and you're just not significant in today because you allowing today to just go like the wind. All because of yesterday and tomorrow. What are you fearful of? What are you scared about? We all make mistakes. We all been through something. The problem is you stopped in the middle and let them take a picture and you posing for a selfie through in your trials and tribulations. Baby, keep walking. I'm not a hunter. I don't believe in shooting or killing, but guess what? You're not going to get a clear shot at me because I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly proceeding. I'm constantly just shaking. Now, I mean, I've seen people shoot deer. You don't shoot a deer when he's moving. You shoot a deer when he's still. I don't have time to be still because I'm always progressing. Let me tell you something about progressing. Last time I checked, my feet was pointed where? Forward. My ears protrude where? Forward. Everything about me, my eyes forward. Everything about me, when I get excited, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said it. Yeah, I said it. So tell me, if that's the case, why would you ever go backwards when God designed you to go forward? Everything about you is progression. Your feet are forward. You're supposed to walk forward. You don't walk backwards. He didn't design you to do that. That was good, wasn't it?
So what you're saying is you have a lot of regrets.
Not whatsoever.
I love that. That's right.
Not a one.
So, okay. Listen, and this is what, listen, I want, I think a lot of people suffer from, we were talking a lot about this before you came up, about treating themselves the exact opposite of what you're describing, right?
Right.
Beating themselves down. So now, I want to make sure we understand this, right? I mean, two-sport athlete. I mean, you guys understand all the physical parts of this, right? And I got to think that there wasn't a lot of people telling you should do that, and you cleverly did it, right?
Right.
And so, and it puts you in a certainly a category of one in terms of athletes are concerned, right? So, and And so you were a great athlete. I mean, it was fun. I mean, how many of you remember watching him, right? I mean, it was fun. I mean, you said it, right? It wasn't just, and it didn't matter what it was, right? And you've seen guys try to kind of copy that over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of them quite did it near as well as you did, by the way. But you know, they try to do it. But so you do this and you play for several teams, you have a great career. And then when that's over, you end up coaching high school.
Well,
So talk to me about that.
I did television first. I did television first when that was over for probably 16, 17 years. And I was coaching high school simultaneously. I started one of the largest youth programs in the country called Truth, Trust in God, Respect Myself and Other, Understand I have unlimited possibilities. Thank you. Try my best, never give up, and honor the truth in its creed at all times. And we had a collection of kids that was dogs. I mean, that they wanted to get to the next level. I say, one thing that I can assure you, you may not go pro, but you're going to be a professional. Okay? We got football, baseball, basketball, cheer, volleyball, track. We got all those different things. And the commonality of that they had to get their grades. If you didn't get your grades, you couldn't play for Truth, because education was something that could catapult you to the next level. I'm not saying that's the only way, but for the majority of African-American kids, that's a tremendous way that you could get to the next level and have a head start on life. So I've always been in the business of trying to touch you, trying to reach you, trying to uplift you, trying to inspire you, trying to encourage you, trying to motivate you, just trying to help you get to another level, because I've been there and done that. I have the navigational system to that. And it's hard for somebody to take you somewhere that they've never gone themselves. Yeah.
For sure.
I told you I don't have bad days, and most of the time I don't have bad ways, because I have been living. You can't miss out on life. You only get one shot at this thing called life. In the middle of that lie, and that L and that E is an if in the middle. And if you get this right, it's going to be enjoyable. So you need to start living. You need to start living. I'm going to say it one more time until I fire you up. You need to start living. Yeah. Don't get mad, don't get jealous, and don't get envious of somebody that's living life, or somebody that's truly living life. Because you mad because you ain't living. That's all it is. That ain't jealousy. You just upset that he's living and you ain't. Live. You have the same darn 24 I get. You have ability, you have a talent, you have a gift. Exercise it like I did mine and start living. We only get one shot at this thing, baby, and you better start doing it. Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling real good. I'm enjoying myself. Thank you for the invite.
Glad you're here.
I love it because I'm living in my purpose. My purpose is to uplift and inspire and encourage. This is my purpose. I'm living in my purpose and I'm loving every minute of it. It's not work. It's not like I'm getting paid. I'm paying for every darn thing. So it's not like I was getting, it was all coming out of my pocket. So it was good though, because God would bless me so I could keep going. So I could keep doing it, so I could keep providing for these youngsters. And they're across the town. You got to understand, me and my kids were going an hour across town just to make this happen for everyone else. But it's something that I wanted my kids to be into, because I didn't want to raise no soft kids. And then life targets them and life chases them. And then I find out that they're Jane and not Tarzan.
Yeah.
Okay?
I hear you.
Yeah. Let me explain. Yeah. You ain't going to clap when I get ready to say what I'm getting ready to say. So you hold your claps. See, the problem is with this generation is we raising cats. We raising cats, not dogs. See, the way our family raised us, we were dogs.
Yeah,
so when we came against adversity, all right, let's go get it. Let's go. Let's knuckle up and go get it. But guess what? All of us in here, the majority of us in here, probably 90% of us in here, we're in better situations than our families were. So what did you do when you got in a better situation? You said, you know what? I'm not going to treat my child like my parents treated me. I'm going to get them so much better. They're going to be at private schools. They're going to be that. They're going to be that. And guess what? Next thing you know, something comes up and you got a cat. Not a dog. You got a cat. Mommy, they're picking on me. Well, fight. You never taught them that, because you got a darn cat and you're responsible for that. The reason I know, because I coach them. The reason I know, because I mentor them. The reason I know, because they're in my office, they're on my phones, they're calling me from the NFL all the way down. We're raising cats. We need to start back raising dogs. See, a cat, you got the litter box, You got the expensive food. You roll back the top. They all in the house jumping on everything. See, you got to understand, I had an old hood dog. That was in the backyard. Whatever you ate, they ate, okay? Yeah, whatever you did, they did. It wasn't no puppy chow and no Korean. It wasn't none of that. It was dogs. So we got to start back raising dogs and not cats. They keep saying, hadn't these kids changed? No, these kids ain't changed. Y'all have changed.
Wow.
Everybody ain't gonna clap because you know you're raising cats. That's what. Can't hire cats because it's gonna be a dog type situation and you're gonna need a dog. And you can't hire cats. You gotta let somebody else hire cats and not you. You need dogs. What you're trying to do, how you're trying to change the game, how you're trying to infect and influence and affect people, you need dogs. And I may be mistaken, but I thought y'all invited me to a conference full of dogs.
Yeah.
I really thought they invited me to a place that someone's come up in your territory that you gonna bark. Yeah, I thought they invited me to a place that someone's after you or your owner or your pet, you gonna run them off. I really thought that you really was gonna be the guardian of your territory and you was gonna handle your business. That's where I really thought I was coming. I didn't think I was coming nowhere where they was hollering meow. Yeah, we need some dogs in this world. We need some people to stand up and stand for what's theirs. Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need. I'm tired of y'all backing down. I'm tired of you backing down. I'm tired of you running from the struggle. I'm tired of you running from adversity. You got to run to adversity. You got to run to the struggle. Because you're going to go through something. The Bible says in this world there will be tribulation. Now, when tribulations come, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You gonna run away like a cat or you gonna stand up like a darn dog? Because the dogs are the one that's getting rewarded. The dogs are the one that's getting elevated. The dogs are the one that's coming up. The dogs are the one that's getting paid. The dogs are the one that's driving the cars. The dogs are the ones that's living well. The dogs are the ones that's balling right now. I don't know about you cats, but I know I'm a darn dog. I don't know about that. Yeah. I am the standard. Honestly, I am the standard. I told my kids that play for me, and I've done a great job of selecting some great coaches that can coach their butts off. But my coaches are a reflection of who they want their kids to be. I tell the kids that play for us, if you want to know who your coach wants, just find out who your coach is. So, coach, stand up. I'm this, I'm that. I'm this kind of guy. So who do you think he is? And he tell me who that coach is. I say, that's what he wants. We want a reflection of us. You trying to find a reflection of you, right? Last time I checked, right? That's what, right? I'm leaning back so he can see the sun, all right? So you see the sun. That's what we're trying to find. I'm looking at my kids like some of y'all got to have some part of me. I've been feeding you for a long time. You all look like me. You all talk like me. You should be acting like me pretty darn soon. Or I'm going to blood test somebody because something's wrong. Yeah.
Oh.
In this conversation, you heard Coach Deion Sanders say something that matters. I am the standard. That applies just as much to running a practice as it does to leading a team. At the Practice Growth Institute, we work with private practice owners who want to raise the standard of their business without giving up ownership, control, or their future. For nearly 30 years, PGI has helped dentists grow, scale, and turn their practice into a high-value, wealth-building asset through leadership, systems, and intentional growth, not more grind. If this conversation made you pause and think about what's possible for your practice, a discovery call is a simple place to start. You can visit mypgi.com to schedule a discovery call and explore whether coaching is the right next step for you. The standard always starts with the leader.
And you gotta want this, people. I can't want this for you. He can't want this for you. He can't want this for you. You got to want it for your darn self. When I believe in you more than you believe in your darn self, I got a problem with you because I'm going to get tired of motivating you and encourage you and pushing you up in the back, putting a stick in your back so you can stand up to the wiles of life. You got to be able to stand up for yourself and fight for yourself and talk for yourself. I can't keep doing it for you. I'm tired of being a puppet master. I'm tired of my hand in your back, moving your mouth and talking for you. You got to do it for yourself. You got to want this. And while you want this, guess what? There's going to have to be a sacrifice. Now, what are you willing to give up to be who he is, what he is, how he is? There has to be a darn sacrifice. You think all of us are up here and ain't been through hell and high water and we didn't have to give up some things to get where we are? We up here for a reason. We paid a darn price. We hadn't been on the cross, but we darn sure was right next to it. You ain't willing to sacrifice nothing. You still want to do what you do, say what you say, think like you think, walk like you walk, talk like you talk. You don't want to give up nothing. To get to the level that you want to get to, you're going to have to give up something. And you know darn well what that something is, but you're not willing to give it up. Now, when I said that, you start thinking about it. Darn it, I know what he's talking about. And I'm going to have to give it up. I don't want to give it up. You know why? Because I'm comfortable. I'm not happy. I'm comfortable. You know what we share? You know what every one of us share in here? We ain't where we want to be. Even me. I feel like I could do more. I feel like I could do better. I feel like I can affect more. I can influence more. I could do more. But we all have the same amount of time. And I just feel like I could do so much more and so much better than I'm doing. And guess what? I'm dominating that thing right now. We're doing things that have never been done in college football. We're breaking the chains and the struggles of ignorance and adolescence and just mediocrity. The things that we're accomplishing have not been accomplished yet.
Awesome.
And we're doing it. And you got that in you. What are you waiting on? We got the same amount of time. What are you waiting on? And that's why you jealous. That's why you envious. Because you seeing her doing her thing and walking like she walk and talking like you talk, talking like she talks, and you mad. Why? You got it too. Go get it. Do you want it as bad as her? Because you don't know what she's going through at home. You don't know what he's dealing with at home. You don't know how bad them cats are that he got in his house. Oh, that was good. I had to say, you got to talk. You got to understand, when I talk, I see what I say. And I actually saw some cats in a house. Just tearing up curtains and everything. That's my mind. I'm sorry.
Oh, they got cats in their office.
True that.
Wow.
Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Give me the next question. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get into me. Yeah.
What about, I think there was one about what's the most motivating thing? I don't know if there's an answer to that one. We got a lot of that.
Yeah, I motivate me. I don't need you to motivate me. When I get up, I'm motivated. When I get up, I'm on a mission. I'm in bed early. I know my nickname is Prime, and I'm prime time, and you think I'm out clubbing and all that. I've never drank alcohol in my life. I never smoked. I stopped using profanity at the age of 18. I'm a pretty good guy. Now, I do have my stuff. I do have some trappings. But 9 out of 10 days, I'm a darn good guy, and I love to work. I love to go get it. See, you like the prize. I like the process. I'm going to say it again. Yeah. So you like the prize. You like the gift bags at the end and all that. I like the process of getting to it. I love it. I love getting up every day, seeing all those kids and seeing them work out and seeing the weight room and design and stuff, what we going to do and how we going to do next and how we going to work out and how we going to run the offense, how we going to run the defense, how we going to do apparel, how we going to do sales, what are we wearing in the first game. My hands is in everything. You know why my hands is in everything? Because I'm the one to get the W or the L. So I'm going to be involved in all components of it.
It is always so powerful to relive that event and to remember what it felt like being in the room for that conversation. So your practice will never rise above the standard you're willing to set as a leader. If this conversation challenged you, encouraged you, or gave you clarity, take that momentum and apply it inside your business. This is the work we do every day at the Practice Growth Institute, helping doctors turn their practices into businesses that are 5 times more valuable and create true financial freedom. If you missed our January coaching class, the next one kicks off April 23rd and 24th in Phoenix, Arizona. This is your opportunity to step back, reset your leadership, and focus on the future you're building for yourself and your practice. And if you're ready to raise the standard and take the next step, visit mypgi.com or call 770-518-3806 to get started. And be sure to follow, rate, and share this episode with another growth-minded doctor in your circle. We'll see you in the next one.